Hello, hello! I am so happy that you are here. Today we're going to be doing something, well, artsy, of course, because this is Art with Katie, but at least something very new for me. It's been a long time since I've been watching these beautiful art videos of pouring acrylic, and I'm just mesmerized by them. They look so beautiful, they're so mesmerizing, they're just, I need some acrylic to pour in my life. And I've been looking at them and I have been thinking if I should try it or not, or maybe I even seen videos where people prepare those acrylics and I'm like, maybe you should do something like that. Like, I don't know, it's been calling me, but at the same time I've been like, do I really want to start doing something different? I don't know. But I don't know if you saw last week's video. It was a short video and I show you how I went to Five Below to look for some presents. A friend recommended there's some kits there for science that are pretty cool for, children, and I had some presents to give to my nephews and nieces, because the holidays and everything. And I went there and they have a pretty nice selection, and what impressed me the most and I didn't expect to find was a crafts section, an arts and crafts section, and it was so nice and cute and so lovely, with kits that actually could help us experiment with things that we've been thinking of, which is exactly what we're gonna be doing today. I found this marble pour with textured canvas kit to, experiment. It says ages 6 and plus, so we're good there. The idea is that we create beautiful works of art using texture pouring and, just display our art. So I found it interesting. I actually gave one to my niece. Her is in purple, and I chose, a more mature one for me in black and gold and white, although I honestly wanted the purple one. Hopefully she's gonna do something nice. I really hope that she loves it. Sadly, we don't live in the same city, so I just gave it to her and we didn't have the chance to do it together, because if not, I would totally have experienced that with her. But hopefully she'll see this video and think of, it's not only that I gave her that to her, I'm also I got one for me, because I'm just really super interested. So this is what we're doing today, and I hope you enjoy it and like it, and maybe like me you'll be interested in experimenting with art in a very different way. At least for me it's very different. So yeah, let's just get your materials. I'll let you know what you need, and then we can get started. I'll see you at the end of the video. So here is the box of the set. Marble pour with textured canvas, texture pour display, and it has 2 canvases. So let's see, it should be for 6-year-old and plus, so I should be able to do this. And this is what's inside, and I'm gonna take it out in a moment. I just want to remind you that this is like an activity set, not a starter kit for acrylic pour, which maybe I'll get eventually, because I've been interested in trying this on, because I haven't done anything like this before. So let's see what mess I can, or maybe I won't, make with this. I just want to have a nice time, have some fun, do something new. And I'm just letting you know that I cover my desk, which I recommend where you're gonna do any kind of art project or crafts, especially when you have inks or paints. It's just better to cover the surface with something that can be either tossed, removed, or ideally cleaned, so that you don't damage anything. As stated on the box, the contents are 2 pre-painted canvases, 3 premium paints, 1 metallic premium paint, 1 silicone oil, 1 texturizing acrylic paint, 1 pair of plastic gloves, 2 mixing sticks, 1 plastic palette knife, and instructions. Now, according to the instructions, we need some plastic cups and a large trash bag or disposable tray or baking tray, which is where I put my paper on top of the desk, and aluminum foil. So let me get the things that I'm missing, And I'm also gonna bring another canvas just because I want to see what happens if I use this content somewhere else. Why not? We're here, let's just do it. So I got all the materials. It turns out that the plastic bag was to cover the area, which is covered. I have the cups here, and I brought some other stuff. Like I'm gonna have the small canvases that I told you about. These ones come in a pack of 3, so why not? I also brought some gesso because I think that's what you know, the texture, whatever is. And I'm gonna follow the instructions as they are on the ones provided by the kit, and I'm just gonna do my thing with the ones that I brought. And I also brought some, I don't know, some acrylic paints to see if there's a way, this one's even closed, to do something like that, but with my stuff. So yeah, big project, and let's just get started. So it has a set of instructions, and it says that you should start by setting up the work area. They recommend covering the area with a large plastic bag to save your surface from spilling paint, which I already did. If you have a disposable tray to catch the dripping paint, this is also helpful. You could also cover a baking tray in aluminum foil. So I'm gonna do something about that later on, but step 1, done and cover. The second step says, lay out your workspace and choose what colors you're going to use for your project. You will also need a few small plastic cups from home. You will need 1 cup per color you're using, but be sure to wear the plastic gloves at all times during this project. Then it has a note that says reserve a couple plastic cups to prop your canvas up on. Flip the cups upside down on your surface and lay your canvases on top so that it's not touching your surface. This ensures that dripping paint will not dry and stick your canvas to your workspace. And after all the setups done, you need to follow step 3, which says open your texturizing paint and put a thin coat all over the canvas using your palette knife. Make sure you make it as even across the canvas as possible while making strokes, peaks and bumps along the way. This paint provides the texture finish we're aiming for, which is what you see me doing on screen. I'm just trying to cover as much of the surface as possible, since when am I gonna use this again, right? And on mine I'll be using gesso. Although I honestly am a bit confused because it says to use a thin coat all over the canvas using, you know, this stuff on the knife. But it says make sure it is as even across as possible while making stroke, peaks and bumps. So it's even, but it has strokes and peaks and bumps, and you know, a thin coat. Okay, well, doing my best and following the instructions as they should. Although in the ones that I'm doing on my own, I'm just putting a thin coat of gesso and that's it. I'm not doing any bumps and whatever. Although I don't know if I'm making bumps and, you know, strikes and whatever, but well, you know, let's see what happens. Now that these are done, let's follow step 4. The next step says, while we wait for the texturizing paint to dry, take your paint colors and pour some of each into their own plastic cup. Squeeze a small amount of silicone oil into each and stir thoroughly with a mixing stick. The silicone oil will react with the paint and create a cool cell or bubbly effect on the canvas. If you do not want a certain color to have cells, you can leave the silicone oil out of that color. So I might do a couple of colors with and some without, but then it says that we should just have those colors into the cups. It says as well on the following step that the paint should have about the consistency of buttermilk, thick but still liquid and runny. If your paint seems to be too thick, even with the addition of the silicone oil, you can add a small amount of water to make it more liquid. So according to my research, we shouldn't just use water to thin the acrylic paint because it might work, but Honestly, we get our paint at risk. Like we risk losing the brightness of the colors or breaking up the binders that hold the pigments together. And we do not want that. So with that being said, I again kept researching, and there's several ways to do a DIY pouring medium with different stuff. One is with a lot of things that includes fluorothol, or however you pronounce that, PVA glue, pouring medium, and water. But I'm gonna choose the one that I thought was easier, which is the one in which you use glue. Apparently you just have to put 1.5 parts of Elmer's glue or whatever glue, which is, I'm just gonna use whatever I have here, and 1 part water. So it's 60% glue and 40% water. So let's see how that goes. It says to mix enough pouring medium into your acrylic paint until you get a heavy cream-like consistency. So this is what I'm doing, and you'll be able to see what happens. Since I have some of the silicone oil, I'm gonna use some in some paints on, my own DIY stuff to see how they come out on the canvases. I think the canvases are small, but I keep telling myself that this is a $5 kit, and yeah, like, what did I want, right? Anyway, but yeah, like, I just, would have liked at least for them to be the same size. And as you can see, they have these lines and circles and stuff, and we'll get to that in a minute. But yeah, they're there for a reason, trust me. I just want to say that for whatever reason, the gray paint, I don't know, it broke, expired, I have no idea. It also has a smell. They do all have a certain smell, acrylic paint smells, but this one, the gray in particular, smells strongly. It could have been that the box has been a long time on the shelf or something, I don't know. I've been adding water to get that buttermilk consistency. The one that I think has the right consistency is the white, but the rest, I don't know. I'm gonna add now some of the oil, but let's see what happens. I'm unsure if this will be enough paint for both of the canvases that the set included. Well, let's see, let's trust the process, and then I'll do my own thing. But yeah, I don't know if this is gonna be enough. I'm gonna be using the tray that's included in the set. I mean, it's to hold all the material in the package, but I'm gonna use it just to, why not? It's there. And I'm gonna start with the smallest canvas, because yeah, I just wanna see how that goes. And then we'll take it from there. The following step, step 6, says that once your station and paints are ready to go, start to pour the paints one at a time onto the canvas. On your canvas, you will see pre-printed guides for pouring and layering your paint. You can follow these guides, or you can make your own free-flowing designs. We recommend reserving a small amount of each color so you can add it to the areas that need it after you have created your marble effect. Well, I don't think I have any more paint left, but we'll make it do. So here I'm gonna start with the black. Let me just say, the smell is not nice. Now, this gray, I don't know what's gonna happen with it, but we're here. Gold is the color I'm the most excited about, so let's see what happens. Now let's finish with the white and, shake it up a bit. I changed my mind. I'm gonna add a little bit more black, and then I need my gloves because, they're there for a reason, right? The 7th step says that when all your paint is on, you have to gently pick the canvas and slowly tilt it so the paint will flow around to cover the whole canvas and create the marble effect. If you see any area that needs more paint, or you would like a certain color to be added to an area, use the reserved paint and pour it where you need it. But remember that I'm saving some for the following, right? Then it says to continue pouring and tilting your canvas until you are satisfied with your design. This is like super weird. It's moving. I don't know how to describe it. But it is moving, and yeah, you can see it there on the screen. But it's like super weird. I think we did it. How does it look? I'm just gonna fix the corners with my compressors. I'm gonna put it like tall so it can dry. And yeah, I think the first one's done. Do you think it looks pretty? Then on step 8, it says that when your design is complete, you lay it on your cups and let any excess paint drip off on its own. Leave the canvas there for 24 hours at least. Your canvas must be completely dry before displaying it, or you may get paint on your surfaces. That's always when you're using paints. And the last step says repeat these steps with both of your canvases. Once they have dried, display them in your home. I'm gonna show you how it looks when I put it aside. Okay, don't mind the mess on the back, but this is how the magic looks. The paper that's covering my desk, which is white. Here, I have the little canvas waiting, but this one's, there. I don't know if it's dripping or not. I'm using, again, the plastic that came on the boxes, just as this one that's ready to go. Some ink that I dripped. That's mainly from my gloves, because I was trying to keep, take them off and stuff. And this is it. Okay, and the paints that are already empty, and then I have the others that I'll try next, but those are mine and they don't come on the set. But these small canvases don't come, but this and this, and the paints all come in that set. And this is how it looks. This one's too close to the camera, but I'll show you as much as I can. I'm gonna try to follow the lines on the canvas using, I guess, the same sort of like pattern with the colors. The darks first and then the light. Let's see how that works. Just as I thought, the paint doesn't seem to be enough, but let's continue. We got here, we can do this. But yeah, and if not, I'll see what I can do. Now, this is not on the notes, like on the instructions, but I just want to do it. I want to grab one of my Chinese sticks and just swirl around the paint and see what happens. I may have overdone the swirling a little bit. Now it's too mixed, but I'll just put whatever I have left of the paints and just wait for it to dry. I know it look good, and at the end of the day, we're having fun. It doesn't really matter. What matters is that we're enjoying it and we're proud of what we're doing. At the end of the day, this is something to just try it out, acrylic pouring. And so far, even with the mess, I'm loving it. Let's put this aside for them to dry and let's continue with the DIYs. Now that we had some fun with the marble pour, let's DIY it. I researched online and we can do a home version of pouring acrylic using Elmer's glue, water, and acrylics. And I have it all in my house, so let's start it. First, we need to create our own pouring medium with the glue and some water. We only have to put 1.4 parts of glue and then 1 part of water. So each around 60% glue and 40% water. And then we just mix it with the acrylic paint until we get this like heavy, creamy like consistency. I'm aiming to get something similar to what the white was, because that's the consistency that I like the most from the previous set. If you guys could see my desk, oh my god, it's a mess. But well, it has paper and it'll survive. I'm just gonna put everything aside and I'm gonna wait till, I guess, tomorrow to see if they're dry. And yeah, let's give it some time. I just have to say that it's fun, and there's this like viscosity to the paint, this stickiness to the paint that it's nice when you like move it around and it's like it's gonna fall, but it doesn't. Yeah, I used some experiment with like pouring actual acrylic. I don't know how, what's gonna happen, but it was just something that I wanted to try. And I think overall it's, it was a nice thing for me to try out and, see just what comes out of it. My DIY acrylic pour, I think might have needed a little bit more glue. I don't know. I still think that it was more fluid than the one that came on the kit that I bought. I just decided to only use 3 colors because of the cups, really. I didn't want to, have to throw away more cups because at the end of the day, I'm not going to use them anymore. I mean, they're recycled because that's what I get when I go buy coffee, but that's at least a way to reuse them before they're disposed. I'm just gonna leave them green and send them to the recycle bin. Thank you so very much for visiting my channel today. I had lots of fun. You know, when you're trying something new, there's points in which you're, you know, you just feel like you're making a mess, but it's all in the name of having fun and experimenting. And while you're doing it, you always get inspiration, and especially you learn something. And I know that what I learned today, it's gonna be applied later on in life. In many different ways, because I certainly had lots of fun, and I'm proud of what we did together, and hopefully you are too. So if you're liking this kind of content, just come. I try to publish videos every single week, and you know that if there's something that you'd like me to try, we just did acrylic pour, so maybe we can do something more of that, or there's something different that you'd like me to try. We've done alcohol markers, we've done watercolors. In this channel, I'll try to share with you what I know about art, productivity, organization, and the bullet journal method, which we just had this wonderful theme for January, and we'll have something as lovely or even more for February. So hopefully I'll see you soon in my next video, and in the meantime, keep creative, keep safe, and always be kind, and I'll see you soon. Bye! Please like and share my video, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. See you next time!